Hi, and welcome to Summer 2025. I am Dr. Linda Remark, and I will be your instructor for the Student Success Seminar online course this summer. I'd like to start every online class with a video that welcomes you to the class, as well as shows you a little bit of the navigation of how to work through the course. So, if you are not already aware, Stark State has recently switched to Brightspace as their learning management system. Learning management is just the platform where you do your online courses essentially, and you use it for some of your face-to-face classes as well. Summer 25 is the very first semester the entire college will be using Brightspace. I say this because I am learning to use it right along with you. While I've been trained in it, this is the first time I will be teaching on it. So the name of the game this summer will be flexibility and patience, and I hope that will go both ways as we are trying to navigate the online learning with this new system. So when you log into Brightspace, you're going to have kind of this page right here. They're going to have some info up here. When you scroll down, there's going to be some general announcements. But to get to our specific course, you're going to go to My Courses, and then you can see there's options. It should default to the current semester. You're going to click on Student Success. This is now specific to us right here. So when you get in here, there's not a lot going on yet because the course hasn't officially opened, but they will have a kind of like a snapshot of what's coming up, and then underneath it, the calendar of upcoming due dates, which I will also highlight up here in just a little bit. Over here, this is the Succeeding Online Orientation. So if you have not already taken this, you want to make sure that you do so that you can start accessing our course, because without taking this online orientation, you won't be able to get into week one and start really submitting assignments. Underneath this is announcements. So you will see there's a course tool. Now on the student end, I'm not sure how many of these options you are seeing, but your announcements should just pop up right here. For instance, I already have announcements scheduled to open on the first day of class. And what I use announcements for are basically is an overview of what we're doing for the week. It's going to have links to my lecture videos, the assignment videos, and a walkthrough of kind of how to complete certain things. And so that way, if you are a read-write learner, you have it all in text. But if you're a visual audio learner, you also have links to videos. So this is just the landing page. You probably won't spend a ton of time on this page. Where you're going to go, where the bulk of the information is right here under Lessons. So we're going to click here. And it's going to open you automatically to Start Here, which is going to give you an overview of the course. And then when you click on Start Here, you're going to have different resources that relate to a lot of beginning of semester type stuff. So for instance, the course video tour, this is where this video will be. So whenever this video is done, I will upload it and then you'll see it right here. So if you need to reference it, again, you can. From there, we have an instructor welcome. So again, my name is Dr. Remark. I have been teaching here at the college for about 15 years. I have 3 children. I teach online, face-to-face, all year long, and I've gone to a couple universities here in the area. Underneath there is the master syllabus, which is just a very kind of general syllabus. It basically says, this is a 1 credit hour course. Here's the course description. It meets some general learning outcomes. Here are the course objectives. These are the things that by the end of the course you should be able to do or have a better understanding of. This is a list of Stark State policies that you may or may not be interested in. And then it goes into disability services. If you had an IEP or a 504 and you need some academic accommodations, this is the office that will help you with that. Some computer use policies, and then some student success resources. I always like to point out that one of the purposes of this course is to introduce you to a lot of these resources because you've paid for them already in your tuition. But not only that, they're very valuable. I also like to show students on the Stark State homepage, so Stark State, I'll just kind of go back there, .edu, under info for current students. Here's a more interactive list of all of our resources. So you could get in here and you could start, all right, I want to go to career services, make an appointment, or I want to know more about science tutoring. So there's a science learning center, or I want to get involved in a student club, whatever it is. Lots of resources, lots of ways to get assistance as well as stay involved on campus. So I'd like to make sure students know about this as well. And as I said, you will get some, exposure to a lot of this throughout the course itself. Underneath there is a specific class syllabus. So if we take a look, this is going to be more specific to us. right now. So this is a Web 3 course, which means we do not meet a certain day or time. This is all online. We do not have to be online at the same time. You do have weekly assignments, which means you do have to get things done within a certain week, but you could be working on it at 2 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon, whatever works best for your schedule. Again, my name is Dr. Remark. Office hours are scheduled as needed. I am on campus during the summer because I teach in the mornings, and then I help with a program called Kids College at the summer where elementary school kids come to the college. So I will be on campus. So if you are on campus and you wanted to meet, we can certainly make a meeting, or we can via email, via Zoom, and there's my email address there. We do have a textbook, but it is free and found online, and I will show you where that is here shortly. This is a breakdown of the grades, so you can see how many points, and this is a traditional ABCDF class. All right, some general class policies. Attendance is required, which I know sounds a little odd because this is an online class, but attendance is taken through discussion posts mostly. So in weeks where you have discussion posts, you need to post your original response by Wednesday for complete 100% attendance. If you miss that post, please don't be like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm done. Go ahead and post the next day or Saturday or Sunday night for you can still get late attendance. So just because you missed the Wednesday night one, please don't just skip it. Still post because you can still get credit for posting it and attendance points. You kind of get graded twice on discussion boards. You get graded for attendance purposes, but then you get graded for did you answer the post and did you respond to classmates. If we have a week with no discussion forum, that means you have to complete your assignments, whether there's 1, 2, or 3, in completion by Sunday for a complete attendance. You need a 70% or higher class attendance to pass the class because when it dips below that, you start to have an overall impact on your grade. And you need to just make sure you turn in your assignments on time. So here's some more information. Academic withdrawal. If something happens, you don't think you're going to be able to pass the class, you have until July 14th to withdraw from an 8-week course and get it off your schedule. Moving down here, we have the calendar. So I've tried to tell you like every week what you're going to be doing. You can see where you have discussion posts. I put it in red. You need to post by Wednesday for weekly attendance. You also need to respond to 2 classmates by Sunday. So a response is a meaningful response. It is not just, I agree, good job, okay. You are asking or answering a question, comparing what they have written. So something of substance. And you need to do that 2 times in every forum. So post by Wednesday and then respond to 2 classmates by Sunday. And you can see in week 1, you have 2 discussion forums. You need to pay attention to that and post in both for attendance purposes. So that is the calendar. I do recommend to print at very least the calendar or take a screenshot or save it to your desktop, something. And to do that, you can just come down here. You can download it, or here you can hit print. It's going to open up and you can print it or download it from there as well. All right, so I'm going to keep moving under here. Now you have some other resources where you can see there's an alignment map. It kind of shows you more about the objectives. I'm going to skip the textbook for just a moment. Some citations, some general expectations. I'm online quite a bit, but it does say like give me like 2 days for grading. Honestly, I try to grade the dates submitted, but it's summer and sometimes busy. I have 3 kids, so we're always on the go, but I do try to respond and grade in a very timely manner. The one thing I do ask is that, things are due on Sunday night. So please don't wait until like Sunday night at 10 o'clock to go, hey, I really don't understand this, because I can't guarantee you that I'm going to see that email in time before it's due. So here's some more information again, how to contact me. This is some other resources about determination of grades and online requirements. There's some guidelines on communication, so like netiquette. So lots of different resources there. I'm going to skip back up here to the textbook. Now, the good thing is that you will have the textbook link in every week. So you won't have to come back here every time. It'll be inside each week. So here's the required textbook. You're just going to click here and it's going to open up. Here it is. It's fairly user-friendly. Here's a table of contents. Let's just go to chapter 1. You will just simply navigate just by scrolling through, or you can go to the next chapter, or you can do the table of contents and click that way. I do not expect you to read this textbook word for word, but my lecture videos, so every week I will have lecture videos uploaded that will cover the content. So like chapter 1, and it'll go through the content of the chapter so that you can kind of get the gist. What I do recommend is that if there's a section in the chapter that you're just like, I'm totally comfortable with this, then maybe just skim over or skip over that part. But if there's a section you're like, I need more information or I need to really pay attention to this, then I'm going to recommend that you really do kind of hunker down on that. So there's our textbook. All right, so that's pretty much the start here section. So I'm going to collapse that again. And then I'm going to go to the textbook and syllabus quiz. So here we go. Here's another way to get to the textbook. So that, again, you're going to find the links a couple different ways. So just kind of keep that in mind that they're going to be in different places. Here's the PDF version of the textbook. If it uploads in as a big file, so we'll kind of wait, or maybe I'll come back to it in a little bit. So there's another way to get to the textbook. There it starts to come through. 494 pages. And then here is the required syllabus quiz. So I will say that every one of you in here, you have to take the syllabus quiz for week 1 to open. You can see week 1 is right here. It's not scheduled to open until June 2nd anyway, because that's when the week starts. But you won't even see that until you take the syllabus quiz and get a 100% on it. And so that's why I say, like, if you wanted to have the syllabus kind of up in a tab next to you looking over it, you can. So when you go, you're just going to simply hit Launch Quiz. It's going to bring you to a new page. Pay no attention to that. I have no idea why it says 120 minutes. It's not going to take you 120 minutes. As soon as you're ready, you're just going to hit Start Quiz. And then here are the questions. Mostly true, false. All true, false questions to make sure that you're comfortable just with some of the expectations and things of that nature. And then when you're done, you'll just hit Submit Quiz. And then if you get 100%, week 1 will open. If you did not, you'll have to retake it. Now, here's where the weeks are. And I will go into more detail on the weekly assignment videos, but I just want to give you an overview. Here you have, week 1, when you click on it, you're going to have a materials folder, which is just what it sounds like. It's going to have some videos about different types of resources on campus. It's going to have the chapter goals, like the learning objectives. Here's a link to the chapter 1 text. Here's chapter 1 slides. So if you wanted to just look at the slideshow, week 1 has chapter 1 and 2. So you can see that there are links to both in here. And then eventually I will have my video uploaded in here as well. I'll call it like week 1 lecture videos, or chapter 1 lecture, or chapter 2 lecture, so that you can kind of, if you prefer to hear the information rather reading it, you can do it that way. So materials is just what it sounds like. It's the materials. It's anything that you need to help you kind of understand the concepts. Now, when you get into the assignments, here's where you're going to do the actual work. And you can see that there are due dates connected to each of them. Discussion boards are right here. So to go into the discussion boards, you're going to click on discussion. Here's kind of the prompt. It's a longer prompt. I'm going to click more so you can see it. Okay, so you're going to go in here. So here's the prompt. And again, I'm going to really go over this in week 1. So I'm going to click Go to Topic, and it pops up again. When you go to respond to this, it's right up here. I know there's a lot of scrolling because this is a long one. They're not all this long. You're going to click Start New Thread, enter your subject, so maybe like week 1 discussion, put your post in here, and then just click Post. Eventually then, once you'll see other prompts come up, other people's responses, then you'll click in theirs and hit Respond. And I'll be able to show you that within the week 1 assignment video. I just wanted to kind of show you an overview of that. All right, so that is the Lessons tab. A couple other things. The calendar. This you can tell it by like week, month. You'll start to see here in June, that's when everything is loaded in there. So you can use that as a way to keep track of all your assignments as well. There's the grades, where it's going to take you to the grade book. Now, there we go. So I am seeing like the whole class list here. You will just see your own and how you're doing on certain assignments with your grades. There's some SSC resources like the help desk. And again, because Brightspace is new, I'm not 100% sure what or if you're seeing this at all. The awards is kind of a new thing as well. This is more on my end. So if you're doing really well, I might be able to just kind of like click and like, hey, doing a great job. So that's just a basic overview. Like I said, we're going to be learning Brightspace together, but I wanted to at least give you that overview. hopefully you start to feel more comfortable, and as we progress throughout the weeks, I'm sure we will all feel more at ease with Brightspace. So make sure that you take that syllabus quiz to get into week 1, and then start checking out all the week 1 materials so that you can get a jump and submit those. Have a great semester.